Hi everyone, Sam Mathers from Fitter Futures, and I just want to share a thought with all the parents out there who've got kids who would probably be described as not sporty kids. And it's pretty common for me to have conversations with parents about what their kids are like. We have kids of varying different ability levels that come into the gym at Fitter Futures. So I'll often hear, my child's not a sporty kid. And, I think between adults, it's okay to sort of have those conversations, but I think we need to be really aware of using that language around the kids, because I've seen, quite a bit of, damage done to self-esteem when kids hear other people identify them as not sporty kids, and then they kind of like own that identity. And I'll give you an example. So, whenever I've had examples of kids who've described themselves to me as, Coach Sam, I'm not a sporty kid, and it always comes from a place of negativity. Some embarrassment, or a feeling of being maybe feeling lesser because they're not great at sport or whatever, or a real place of insecurity, and certainly a place of lacking confidence. And so I think we really need to be careful of our kids hearing us describe them as being they're not sporty kids, because it either cements some insecurities they already have around their abilities with sport and activity, or it plants the seed that it's something that they're not good at. And how that kind of then manifests itself into other things. So I've seen kids reluctant to even join in initially because they're not a sporty kid, so they were really worried about embarrassing themselves or being really bad at it, or how they might look compared to others. And I've seen kids just refuse to try new movements even inside the gym, no matter how simple they are, because they've all got it in their head that they're not a sporty kid, so they can't do it, or they won't be able to do it. So there's this real limiting belief that I see in kids who identify themselves as being not sporty kids. And a lot of parents maybe aren't aware that that's actually what happens when kids kind of put themselves in that category. And so we really need to try and do our best to sort of pull them out of that and say, look, just because you don't like this sport doesn't mean, that you're no good at anything that's, sporty or any kind of exercise. We just got to keep looking until we find something that you enjoy. And it doesn't even have to be a sport. It could be any kind of exercise or activity. I just wanted to share that with you, because I'm confident that probably a lot of us do fall into that habit of kind of describing our kids in certain ways, and just to be really aware of the language you use around them, especially when it comes to describing a kid as not a sporty kid. You really don't want to sort of impose that kind of label on your kid, so that they then sort of form this view of themselves that they're not capable, or they're less than capable than others. So anyway, we do a lot of work at Fitter Futures to build that confidence and resilience, and to show kids that often if a kid says to me, I can't do it, or I don't want to try, or I'm not a sporty kid, we'd say, we don't have to be. Just have a go and see what happens, and and if it doesn't work, we'll try again. So we do a lot of work at trying to build confidence, but I think there's a lot we can do before kids get to that point, and that includes being careful not to label them as not sporty kids, and to sort of put them in that limiting mindset around what they can do. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.